Let's examine this 18th century pocket atlas or gazetteer here. It's in this very pleasing mottled calf with this spine with the gilt tooling. There are marbled end papers. The title page tells us it's 1770. It has within it 17 small folding engraved maps by Robert de Vaugondy. And what I'll do now is just flip through the book and briefly show you each of those maps so you can see. You'll notice here there is a brown stain at the foredge of the first few pages in the blank margin like this. And it affects this first folding world map, but only in the blank margin. If you look here at New Holland or Australia, you'll notice this extended, distorted, unknown coastline depicted like this before Captain Cook. Up here we see the outline of a company's land above gesso there. And of course all of this North America, Northwest region here is still essentially largely unknown, and so it's always going to be seen by Vaugondy at this time as a blank with a name over it or a cartouche or something like that. So here is the Europe map dated 1750. These maps, you'll notice, are all dated prior to the imprint on the title page, and that is, of course, just because they're using the same plates from 1750, and these maps may well have been printed even in 1750 and just supplied for this work in 1770 with a new title page. So it's essentially the title page that's dated 1770, but the maps are, for the most part, actually 1750. This is a very common occurrence in gazetteers and geography books of this era. Yep. There we are. There's Spain and Portugal. Nice, strong, dark impressions, though, that's for sure. The way to know this, what I'm saying, would be to compare these maps directly, side by side, with an example with the title page closer to 1750 to see if it is, in fact, the same plate, or if, in fact, these plates are freshly engraved for this edition, just keeping that date. That's also a possibility. Rigobert bone maps are very commonly do that. They're known for that, where the maps all appear to look the same, but when you put them side by side, you quickly realize that, in fact, they're from different plates. They're just entirely different engraved plates. And at one point, I had 3 or 4 different bone maps that were 3 or 4 different plates, but they were the same map. And so it's actually probably, it could well be that some of these maps could possibly have numerous states, like 5, 6, 7, 8 different states. They'd be minor details between them, and it would just be for someone who's really interested in the minutiae. There it is there, company's land, the apocryphal landmass that's typically shown just as a partial outline, like so. You'll see that the binding is very sturdy. This era of bookbinding, in France in particular, these bindings are almost indestructible. They'll last for hundreds of years. They're really masterfully bound. Yeah, the binder really, that's a very interesting map. Mythical kingdom of Quivera there, a little inlet to a sea there, New Albion, and so on. Yes, yeah, interesting. Okay, I think there's one further map here of the South American continent, like so. And you see that the text block, all the paper is clean. It's nice, extensive alphabetical index at the rear. Well preserved example over all the leather, supple. It's a lovely little gazetteer pocket atlas, and it's available online now from me, Brian DeMambro.